Then the enemy makes his move.
Push through, you got this! Hey you, are you a true American? Yeah. Yeah, I am! Are you sick and tired of these extremely high gas prices? Yes! Yes! Do you love oil production? Oh yes! I love oil! Oil is my life! I think oil, I dream oil, I eat oil, I drink oil, I am oil! Well, I have to tell you something. There are 542 gallons of oil right near your location in the forest. They are buried deep in soggy bottom forest, and they could be yours. I will be flashing a map on the screen for 3 seconds, and you'll have to quickly draw a map. Don't bother pausing, I hacked your TV. Alright, here you go. You have 3 seconds. Okay, stop. Well, there you go. You have the map. Now prove you're a true American. And go get those oils and they shall be yours. That oil will be mine. I'm no family. Alright. I don't know where the fuck it is. Now dig it up. Come on. I don't have my shovel, but the American spirit goes strong. That oil will be mine. Prove them all. Hey, aren't you that guy from that commercial or something? Pathetic. All right, let's see if she's got an address. He has his fucking address in there. What a fucking idiot. Call of Duty. If you're a gamer, you've probably heard of that game series. Call of Duty is a first-person shooters franchise of video games. It's the video game franchise that got me into first-person shooters. It was the first ever game I've ever played on the Xbox 360. The first Call of Duty game I've ever played was Call of Duty 2. Not Black Ops, but 2. Now, I don't have Call of Duty 2, and I really want to review that game, But for now, I have a different game. It's Call of Duty 2, but it's a different type of it, and it was actually the first Call of Duty 2. Now, you might be a little confused from that, but yes, there are two different types of Call of Duty 2, and the original type is Call of Duty 2 Big Red One. On November 22nd of 2005, Microsoft launched their newest console, the Xbox 360, for the 7th generation of video game consoles. One of the system's launch titles included Call of Duty 2, which was released for the Microsoft Windows a month back on October 25th of 2005. The game was developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision, but they also wanted to release a Call of Duty game for the previous 6th generation of consoles, including the Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2, and the original Xbox. But at the time, Call of Duty 2 was being developed for both Windows computers and the Xbox 360 that was soon to come out, so Activision hired the development team known as Treyarch. Call of Duty 2 Big Red One would be the first Call of Duty game Treyarch developed, and it would turn out to be such an amazing Call of Duty game. But Big Red One was released just a few weeks before the launch of the Xbox 360, making the game sort of fade away from the public as everyone was getting ready for the Xbox 360 and then later the PS3 and Wii. But Treyarch's work did not go unnoticed. Activision was very pleased with the game, and so therefore Activision would hire Treyarch to go on with the company and make Call of Duty 3, World at War, and the Black Ops series. Now that you've heard a little bit of the history of the game, let's get into the gameplay. But first, am I forgetting someone? Janice, where the hell are you? How did I not notice this note? Seems the old man's gonna be with us today. Hey, old ass, get in here!
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Oh boy! I get to be in another review!
Yeah, just sit down and let's review this game. Hey, first of all, where's Jester?
That little punk could be anywhere. He's probably shooting his Red Ryder. I hate that fucking thing. That fucking thing. I mean, I hate him!
Well, Jester will be Jester. Let's get into this game now. Released on November 1st for the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and original Xbox, Call of Duty 2 Big Red One is a first-person shooter game that takes place late in the Second World War. You're part of the United States Army 1st Division known as Big Red One, which dates back to the American Revolution, their first war. You play as a part of Fox Company, taking on missions in Africa, Sicily, France, Belgium, and Germany. With a new company developing an installment in an ongoing series, gameplay and story will take a turn for either the good or the bad. In the first two installments of the game, you played as an ordinary soldier taking on your enemies. But in Big Red One, you're focusing more on the squad you are with and how it holds up as the war goes on. Not only the war. What makes the friendship your squad has even greater is that the actors who played the characters in this game are actually friends in real life and worked on different World War II films, which floods the game with authenticity. Well, since this game is more focused on you and your squad, we will be looking at each character in the game. I do have to warn you, spoilers will take place through this portion, so skip to this time code on the screen if you don't wish to hear the spoilers. First, we'll take a look at Sergeant Hawk, or his nickname Hawkins. Hawkins is the leader of your squad's company. He carries out all orders with extreme confidence, and you can really see he cares for every one of his men. He also has that hint of sarcasm you can hear when he says some lines.
You're paying attention, Private.
But later on in the game, when the squad is in Belgium, his confidence leading the squad shows he's weakening.
Yes, I understand, but yes, sir. Understood. Out.
And soon after, Sergeant Hawkins is killed by heavy machine gun fire. Next is Vic, a big American patriot who seems like he came out of his mother ready for war. He seems to be the strongest soldier in the squad. He obeys all orders and he's extremely confident with what he does. Hell, Vic even looks like Soldier from TF2. Even though he's a toughhead, you can tell he really cares for his comrades. Unfortunately, the confidence and cockiness of Vic leads to his death. He gets too ambitious and breaks into a building where he gets shot multiple times and killed. Vic is the first to die in the squad, and his death shows the rest of the squad the true hell this war is bringing.
This town must be at least 1,000 years old.
Yeah. Too bad Vic ain't here to see it.
Lousy crowd bastards. I still can't believe it. That son of a bitch. Selfish, mean-spirited bulldog was the toughest soldier we had.
Gather up. Everyone all right? Now maybe we can say a word or two about Vic.
The next character is Brooklyn, and my favorite character in the game. Brooklyn gets his name from his accent, but he's actually from the Bronx. At the beginning of the game, Brooklyn is in love with the idea of war, and even says he wouldn't want to leave it. But later on into the game, as more members of his squad starts dying, he starts breaking down, and you can really see he is not like the same person he was at the start of the game. In the final level, Brooklyn states how he might actually make it home from the war, but ultimately, he gets killed by enemy artillery fire.
I think I might actually make it home from this lousy war. Incoming! Find cover! Look out! Get out of there! Brooklyn!
Damn, did they really have to do Brooklyn like that? As soon as he was excited that he would be home from this lousy war, he just gets exploded by 75mm rounds. That's sad. Yeah, Brooklyn's death was quite a why now moment, but it was the saddest death in the game and I really did feel it. The next character is Kelly. At the start, he's a scared weakling in the war who is not ready for the war that is ahead of him. But surprisingly, he takes the role as a sergeant and leads the squad. I also knew this man was Superman. Look at him. He's Clark Kent. As you can see, every character in this game has their own different common war stereotype. You got the patriot, you got the leader, you got the weakling, you got the war glorifier. But who are we in this game? One thing I really don't like about the characters is the character we play. We rarely have any interaction with our squad, and when we do, it's usually verbal stuff like good job, outstanding, great hit, or a handshake. One interaction I actually did like was when Sergeant Hawkins really congratulated us for our work, and said he'd promote us to corporal to step up from private.
Looks like Gehring's boys are on the run. Outstanding work, son. I'm putting you in for corporal. You deserve it.
Yeah, I guess you done all right out there.
That was a really nice little touch. And of course, Vic was being Vic. But now let's actually get into the gameplay of the game. As stated before, you go through 13 levels in Africa, Sicily, France, Belgium, and Germany. In every level, you have a different class of guns, which indicates which will be best for the level. It's either your M1 Garand or your Tommy gun. And of course, you're able to pick up the enemy's weapons and use them like the Kar 98, MP40, MG42, and many others. And wow, Call of Duty 2 Big Red One took a big step up with the gun's physics. In the original Call of Duty, the gun's recoil, animations, and sounds of each weapon were just so off. But in this game, everything is way better. The recoil is similar to real-life animations and as well as the sound. And when rumble controls come into place, it makes it feel like you're really shooting the gun. Well, not exactly, but you do feel the vibration in your hands.
Oh, gotta love that M1 cartridge spin. Brings back terrible memories, but at the same time, great memories.
You also get grenades to clear out groups of enemies instead of having to waste your ammo on them. But I always found clearing out those groups a lot more fun with a submachine gun or machine gun. One thing that really sucks is that you can't run in Big Red One, making you feel a lot slower and the game as well. But running would be added soon in Call of Duty games in the future. I know you can't really push down on the joysticks, but maybe another button on the D-pad could have substituted that in. Each level has their different environments: cities, towns, villages, swamps, fields, woods, deserts, beaches, and so on. The lighting really matches each environment of the game, because battlefields definitely aren't bright and shining. On the recording it may seem really dark, and well, that's because of the device I'm capturing the gameplay on. So I'm sorry for that. it's not how it actually looks like on the TV. The graphics in the game are pretty decent. The rubble and textures are nice, but it's a little rough on the edges. But hey, it's a 6th gen game, nothing new here. But now the animation of the game. In the mid-90s, when video games started to transition to the 3D era, AAA game studios would use motion capture to animate people in video games. Motion capture suits are those suits you see people wear that are usually black with orbs all around it. Only AAA game studios would use it since motion capture was very expensive and required hiring actors. Activision, being one of those AAA game studios, implemented the use of motion capture in their game. It made animations a whole lot smoother and realistic. The transitions were a little rough, but hey, motion capture was still a new thing at the time and was still being experimented with. Anyways, in every level you go through different parts of the map to take out enemies to advance in the game. Here and there you have to plant some substantial charges on tanks, artillery, and walls. And this is what the main problem of Call of Duty campaigns are, not just this one. The game becomes sort of a shooting gallery and gets quite repetitive, but the main problem is just that there's a lack of variety.
But hey, that's what war games are. Shooting galleries. It's not like they'd put a giant Nazi robot in the game and take you out. This is based off of a real war. If you want shit like that, then go play Halo or futuristic Call of Duty games or some shit.
Now, the old man has a point. Call of Duty being a shooting gallery game isn't a bad thing at all. It just gets a little boring at times, but there is still variety in it. If you want a little more variety in the game, do as he said. Every level you get to get on some sort of machine gun to hold enemy lines down. Grab a sniper rifle and take out enemies on artillery weapons, and use artillery weapons to take out enemy aircrafts, which can be extremely fun and intense to do. It also gets really nerve-wracking when jets are bombing your area. You can also use Panzerschrecks, bazookas, and charges to take out armored vehicles, and getting on a machine gun mounted on a jeep while in motion taking out enemies. The variety is still there in every single level of the game to make sure you don't get bored while playing, because getting on a machine gun to stop large groups of enemies can really get you energized so they don't take you and your squad out. And there's a level later on in the game where you get to drive and operate a tank into armored warfare, which is really damn fun and keeps you on the edge because it can be quite difficult at points. Plus, operating heavy armored vehicles is just fun as hell. And my favorite level in the whole game was level 6. In this level, you were high in the sky, operating bolt turrets shooting enemy planes down below yours, chin and back turrets defending the plane from fighter jets, and a bomb site to sink enemy ships and to destroy enemy depots. This level was super fun, and I took quite a few planes and ships out, as you can see. Man, I should really consider joining the Air Force.
Are you fucking insane? Do you think that because you destroyed a few aircrafts in a video game, you should be, spending time in the Air Force? What is wrong with you?
Yes, and it's not a few planes. Yeah, look, I destroyed more than 3 planes.
Oh Lord, it's a dang video game, and we don't use those jets anymore. We use more advanced jets nowadays that are hard to control. You'll be using a video game controller, not an actual control panel for planes. But right now, you are serving in the Air Force, just sitting on your fat self playing video games.
Well, at least I have dreams, you T-Rex shit fossil. In between operations, a video of actual World War II footage with narration plays to describe what is happening with the war you, the player, are fighting in. Which is a really awesome way, in my opinion, to show how the war in the game is playing out. Yes, the game's focusing more on you and your squad, as I said, but you'll still be told how the war is going on that you're playing, because it's still the plot of the game after all. One thing I really don't like is how Battle of the Bulge is just featured in the final video of the game, and we don't actually get to experience that fight ourselves, since the Battle of the Bulge is one of my favorite battles to learn about in World War II. The music in this game is just amazing. It fits very well with all the action that is going on as you're playing the game. As stated, a lot of the main characters in this game die as we go on. And when these characters do die, it really makes you feel for their loss, because now the rest of the game won't be the same without them. No more Vic picking on Brooklyn, no more Sergeant Hawkins' sarcastic remarks but caring personality, and no more of Brooklyn's funny jokes for the rest of the final level. Big Red One really composed the story and bond of the characters very well, and it really does show the horrors of war, especially the Second World War. So that's Call of Duty 2 Big Red One for the Nintendo GameCube. As you can see, I didn't really go in depth with the levels because, as I said, Call of Duty games get quite repetitive with the campaign and even just online multiplayer in general, but this doesn't have that. So I got the main points across and I hope you understood them. So yeah, now that we have that out of the way, let's get into the scoring. I give the graphics and visual appearance of Call of Duty 2 Big Red One a 7.5 out of 10. The models of the guns look really nice in the game and have a dirty look to them. The lighting in the game matches every mood, and again, the easy cap is making the video look very, very dark, and the terrain is really well done. But the game does have very rough edges on surfaces and makes things look a little poor. And oh god, the faces on everyone in the game. They all look like they could use some coffee, man. Overall, graphics aren't that bad. I give the music and audio of Call of Duty 2 Big Red One a 20 out of 20. As a war game, the Big Red One uses dramatic, classical composers. And when really dramatic ones kick in, the German panzers come rolling down the road. It really starts to feel intense. I give the storyline of Call of Duty 2 Big Red One a 17 out of 25. I really love the way the story of the game is executed. Instead of focusing solely on the war, the story is geared more towards the relationship between you and your squad. The story of a war is still told through World War II documentary segments, which is a really nice touch. My only complaint with the story is how the people in the squad die. It seems just so fast and quick. I understand they are in a war and they can't just stay there and pray for their fallen friend, but I feel there was a way they could have made the deaths more memorable. I give the gameplay and features of Big Red One a 20 out of 30. Call of Duty games are what you would call a shooting gallery, just running around and killing enemies to advance. And well, what do you expect? It's a war game. We do get some variety thrown into the game though. In some missions, we get on a machine gun to take out a fleet of Nazis, anti-aircraft guns to take out fighter planes, and man, a bomb sight on a plane to destroy ships and turrets on a plane to take out other fighter planes. I give the controls of Call of Duty 2 Big Red One a 25 out of 35. The controls in this game feels really responsive, and you get to adjust the sensitivity of the camera to your liking. But the aspect of this that ruins everything is not being able to run in the game. I know the GameCube thumbstick can't be pushed down, and I don't know if the original Xbox or PS2 did either. But the run button would have still been mapped to a button that isn't used like the up arrow. It just feels so unnatural not being able to run because we're playing a war game that you'd be expected to run.
Alright, here, I made it. The minefield. Now, I should be running through the minefield, but I just had that Chinese food on the ship, so I don't want to ruin these pants, so I'm just gonna have to walk it out.
With everything all added up, we get the total score of a 92.5 out of 120, giving the game a 77% and the letter grade of a C+. So yeah, that's Call of Duty 2 Big Red One for the Nintendo GameCube. This game was absolutely amazing. It's definitely a more underrated Call of Duty game, and I think if you love Call of Duty games and you haven't heard of this, give it a try. If you've never played any Call of Duty games, I think this is a great game to start with. It's a very inexpensive game for each console, the OG Xbox, the PS2, and the Nintendo GameCube, so why not give it a try? You're not losing that much money even if you didn't like it. I don't know why you wouldn't like it, but it's a really fantastic game. I'm glad Treyarch stuck with the Call of Duty franchise because they actually made it way better than it already was. Now, the games nowadays are becoming very lackluster, but the older games, like on the Xbox 360, were very enjoyable and a great part of my childhood. So that wraps up Season 1 of the Retro Gaming Critic. I can't believe it's already been that long and we're going on to the next season. So Season 1 is now in the books, and I will see you all then. Peace out.
Yes, finally, I have found you. Finally, you don't know how long I've been waiting for you, Corporal Cole.
Oh, sir. Who the hell are you? What is a Nazi scum like you doing in here?
Well, don't act like you don't know me, because you know I look like my great-grandfather, who you've killed in the Tour de France.
Holy shit. You're Sergeant Grant's grandson? Oh.
Yes, I am, and it is my job to avenge him after you have killed him.
Wait, why the hell would you care if your grandfather died? You probably didn't even meet him.
Ever since we've lost the war, our family has sworn to avenge all 7 of our family members who have served in the war who have died. And now, we can avenge our last one. And that would be killing you.
Hey, I've been on for hundreds of thousands of years, and I'll still kick anyone's ass. No!
You were saying?
I got this, old man. Oh! Jeez!
Excuse
God
me,
damn you!
to avenge my great-grandfather.
What's the point of even killing him if it doesn't even bring your grandfather back? Plus, if you try to kill him, he's just gonna get knocked out for 20 minutes and come back.
Lies!
Telling you, man, he's gonna come right back.
Keep using your imagination, but I guess there can't be witnesses.
No, man, please, come on, let's talk about this. I got so much more retro video games to review, like, Tetris games?
Review them in your grave. Now goodbye.
Wait, you know that noise? Janus, you're here.
You gotta be kidding me. This whole oil thing was a setup so some scum can come find where the old man lives and assassinate him? Man, that rat is too stupid that he didn't even know he can't die from that natural stuff.
Oh, you saw that commercial too? I was gonna get it as well, but retro video games are more important.
Well, good. It's not like there was any oil anyway, so you would have been wasting your time. I even checked when I woke back up. That's how desperate I was.
What do we do with that now?
Well, guess it's gone now. Hey, free gun. Not a bad day after all.
This is the first time that the protesters have retreated in major numbers, and for a very obvious reason, they're being fired at directly here. That seems people having turned the corner onto side streets to get away from the column of tanks or troop trucks came rumbling down. Tourist caravans for people stretch endlessly for